place I'd rather be. I would away forever, exalted in the scene. As long as I am with you, my heart continues to beat. With every step we take, Kyoto to the bay, strolling so casually. We're different and the same, gave you another name, switch up the batteries. If you gave me a chance, I would take it. It's a shot in the dark, but I'll make it. Knowing the little heart, you can't shame me. When I am with you, there's no place I'd rather be. No, 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 no place I'd rather be. No, 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 no place I'd rather be. No, 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 no place I'd rather be.
Fort Lauderdale is a city 28 miles north of Miami and has a county seat in Broward County. The city has a total area of 38.6 square miles, 34.7 square miles of which is land and 3.8 square miles of which is water. The city of Fort Lauderdale is adjacent to the Atlantic Ocean, a natural barrier on the east side of the city. Physical boundaries of the city include Florida's Turnpike to the northwest, 595 towards the south, and 441 towards the west. For the sake of our Windshield project, we focus on coastal Fort Lauderdale, spanning from southwest 18th Street in South Fort Lauderdale to northeast 13th Street. As boundaries, we use the Atlantic Ocean to the east, I-95 to the west, and Port Everglades to the south. Our area mostly encompassed downtown Fort Lauderdale and Fort Lauderdale Beach.
Fort Lauderdale's housing vary from apartments, condominiums, townhomes, and houses. The prices range from $2.5 million to $150,000. Homes closer to the beach tend to cost more. In areas like Las Olas, there are new homes being constructed every day. The average age of homes in Fort Lauderdale is 40 years old. These homes are built with the intention to outweather common natural occurrences like hurricanes. Most homes have air conditioning to survive Florida's hot summer months.
There are over 60 parks in Fort Lauderdale. They range in size from 0.9 to 180 acres. Some are free and some require a park entrance. Patrons can enjoy tennis, swimming, volleyball, fishing, nature trails, and playgrounds. Most are open from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. There are many parks that cater to children with up-to-date equipment. Though the facilities are kid-friendly, parental supervision is advised.
Fort Lauderdale's open spaces mostly encompass the beach, which spans 3.8 square miles. Fort Lauderdale Beach is one of the most common open areas to hang out in. Trees and landscaping surround the boardwalks, and in the evening, lighting is set so people can enjoy the surrounding boardwalk area.
The people observed throughout Fort Lauderdale are comparable to the demographics. Young professionals, blue-collar workers, healthcare providers, and elderly of all races typically populate the street scene. Gang activity is diminished during the day, but Fort Lauderdale does have stake in the war on gangs. As with most of South Florida, the more affluent neighborhoods seem to exist closer to the water and beaches, in the rural areas by the highway. In the city of Fort Lauderdale, you can find almost every culture represented by festivals, restaurants, and holidays. There are many activities to enjoy in Fort Lauderdale. You can hop on the water taxi, cruise on over to the beach, visit the Museum of Science and Discovery or the International Swimming Hall of Fame, holiday parades, Las Olas, and paddleboarding, to name a few. And don't forget it's election season, and Fort Lauderdale is immersed with many political billboards and posters for local and nationwide elections.
In the city of Fort Lauderdale, you will see people using a variety of transportation services, including car, bus, tri-road taxi, water taxi, as well as Uber and Lyft. Public transportation is available, one of which is the Broward County Mass Transit. These public buses serve 410 square miles with 40 different routes. In accordance with the American with Disabilities Act, all buses are wheelchair accessible. The city streets and highways are thoroughly maintained using the Pavement Condition Index. The city uses microsurfacing to address any unfavorable road condition. Traffic conditions do tend to get congested around the times when people are coming and going to work and school. The hours of operation for Broward County Mass Transit run approximately from 4:30 a.m. until about 12:40 a.m. Regular one-way fare is $2 and an all-day pass is $5. Vehicles range from German, Japanese, and American-made models. Some models are in despair while others are of the year.
Holy Cross Hospital is a private nonprofit community hospital that has 557 inpatient beds. It is the first and only hospital in Broward County to be designated as a magnet hospital by the ANCC. The Broward Health System, which includes Broward Health Medical Center and Broward Health Imperial Point, is a public health system with more than 61,000 admissions in 2015. Broward County identified 8 health gaps and priorities. Some of these include colon cancer, HIV, STDs, and obesity.
Fort Lauderdale offers its citizens a variety of service centers. Predominantly convenience service centers are seen throughout the city, such as gas station mini markets, Walgreens, CVS, and urgent care centers. There is a range of credit union and banks, such as Chase and Priority One throughout the city. There are many pharmacies, including 24-hour and non-24-hour ones, including PS Drugs, Walgreens, and Medicine Shop. Some popular dental offices include Julio Adria DDS and Gary S. Kodish DDS. Fort Lauderdale's hospitals are located on one of the city's biggest streets, Federal Highway, making them easily accessible.
Marine commerce is the leading industry in Fort Lauderdale, accounting for more than 134,000 jobs and over $10 billion in total economic impact. Tourism is the second largest industry. In 2015, Fort Lauderdale welcomed over 15 million visitors, spending more than $14 billion. Fort Lauderdale has emerged as the fastest growing markets for global trade, with more than 40% of local businesses engaged, making it its third biggest industry.
Fort Lauderdale, there is a police department, a fire safety department, and water and sanitation services, providing protective services. The police department covers 3 districts, while the fire and safety department is the largest fire rescue in Broward County, including 11 stations in total, responding to more than 48,000 calls for emergency services. Sanitation Services for Fort Lauderdale provides residential garbage collection service twice per week to dispose of household trash. The Waste and Water Management Treatment Division provides citizens with safe and efficient water treatment.
As of the 2010 census, the city had a population of 165,521 people. Of that census, 50.9% were white, 29% were black, 17.2% were Hispanic, 1.4% were Asian, 0.3% were another race alone, 1% were 2 or more races, and 0.2% were American Indian alone. The religion demographic in Fort Lauderdale is composed of 50% Catholics, 22% Latter-day Saints, and 8% of other Catholic denominations. According to the Sun Sentinel Religious Database, there are 896 religious facilities in Fort Lauderdale. The majority of said locations are Christian churches, followed by Catholic churches, Jewish temples, and Islamic mosques.
Fort Lauderdale has 16 elementary schools, 4 middle schools, and 3 high schools within the city limits. The average school rating grades in Fort Lauderdale are C's and D's, with the exception of a few schools that hold A's or B's. Surrounding these schools are libraries that service the neighborhood, such as the African American Research Library, Broward County Main Library, Downtown Fort Lauderdale, and Fort Lauderdale Library. There are 9 higher learning institutions, such as Broward College.
There are a variety of stores that residents and tourists of Fort Lauderdale can choose from to purchase grocery items and household items. Residents may also feel free to purchase fresh fruits and vegetables at Mirando Farms, a farmer's market located in the heart of the city. An average distance for one to commute to these stores can range from 5 to 20 minutes depending on what neighborhood location they are coming from. There are about 20 fast food stores in the city of Fort Lauderdale.
Though Fort Lauderdale is a beautiful city, as with most cities, there are signs of decay, especially within close proximity to I-95. Many houses are run down and unkept, and many buildings toward this area are graffiti-filled. Pollution is also evident both in the air due to car exhaust and in the ocean due to inconsiderate beach patrons. Though Fort Lauderdale is an amazing city, it does have its downfalls, including beach pollution, noise pollution by I-95, homes in close proximity to each other, a prominent homeless population, traffic, and flooding during hurricanes.
City strengths include cultural diversity in all areas of Fort Lauderdale. There are also a variety of different business opportunities. We observed a ton of churches and protective service agencies, lots of outdoor and indoor activities, festivals, and holiday celebrations. They have plenty of up-to-date parks in virtually the whole city boundary that appear safe for children with parental supervision.
There's no place I'd rather be.